If you're over 50, you're probably thinking that it's time to take back your life. And this is what happened with me when I turned 50. It was time to take control of everything and to start prioritizing myself. We spend so many decades taking care of everyone else, and then we kind of forget about ourselves. So I had a bit of a midlife awakening when I turned 50 4 years ago and decided that it was time to make a lot of changes in my life. And that didn't mean I was going to just blow up my life, and have everything become a disaster. It just meant that it was finally going to be time that I started to prioritize myself instead of everyone else. So if you're in the same boat and you are over 50 and you're thinking, heck, it's about time that I started to prioritize myself, this video is for you. And if you're over 50, you can relate because I had to write it down. I had to make a list so I wouldn't forget anything. So stick with me. I hope I don't miss anything, but I've got 10 points to share with you, things that I'm not doing anymore now that I'm in my 50s. These are in no particular order, but since I'm here cutting up pears, I thought I'll start with the first one, which is that I am no longer worrying about what I eat in the sense of all these fad diets and gimmicks and whatnot. What I am focusing on is just trying to be healthy. And one of the biggest things that I've changed in my diet is to cut out a bit of carbs. Carbs are not my friend. So I started to prioritize what I was eating and to cut out some of the carbs. What I do is I try to only have carbs one meal a day. And I do not have carbs for breakfast. I find that I get so bloated and feel just so rotten and horrible all day if I have carbs for breakfast. So I am prioritizing my health, just not prioritizing all those fad gimmicks. I don't know about you, but I used to stay up till 1:30 or 2 in the morning. I did that for years. I had a very stressful job, and the only time I had to really wind down was in the evening once the kids were in bed and asleep and all of my chores around the house were done. And that would usually start at maybe 11 o'clock, where I was finally free and had the time to myself. So I would stay up till 1:30, 2 o'clock. I did that for probably 10 years. I've noticed that when I prioritize my sleep, it's a world of difference. And funny enough, I'm 54 now, and if I stay up late on any evening, I pay the price the next day. My body knows it definitely needs the sleep, and we need to have at least 8 hours of sound sleep a night. Now, I will say though that HRT has helped me so much with sleep also. So I'm on the HRT protocol. I'll share one of my videos here. I've been on the HRT since September. So it's been quite a few months now. And I have had great success with it. So I would recommend it to anyone. So staying up all night is something you definitely do not want to do anymore once you hit 50. You should be prioritizing your sleep instead. You run into the house, you're in a panic, you're barely dressed, you've forgotten your lunch pail, and you didn't plan ahead. You have no lunch. Then you end up going to the local, variety store or to the local market and grabbing something. It might be something that's fast food, might be something that's unhealthy. I have stopped not planning ahead. We absolutely should plan ahead. The fourth thing that I stopped doing was wasting money on buying stuff. I've learned in midlife, and this probably started actually when I was about 45, that I would rather spend my money on experiences than stuff and things. Eventually we want to downsize our houses, and we don't want all this stuff coming with us. And nor do our kids want all of this stuff. Money is better spent just going and doing things, whether it's going to a show, going to a special event, even going out for dinner. I would call that an event. But I would rather spend money on going out and doing things than having stuff laying around the house, because that stuff is going to collect dust and no one wants it when you try to downsize your home. Number 5, and this is a really good one, and it is that I quit waiting for someday. Waiting for someday that I'm going to take the trip, I'm going to go here, do this, do that. Maybe you don't have someone to go with you. I stopped doing that. And in 2023, I believe it was, that's when I took my first solo trip. You don't want to miss out on doing things just because you don't have someone to do it with, or you say, oh, I'm going to do that in retirement, or when I have more money, or I have more time. Time will run out, money will run out, money will also come back. You don't want to miss the opportunity to get out and live your life. I've talked about this so many times on my channel, and that's kind of how I've lived my life. Actually, most of my adult life is just getting out there and doing things, whether I had someone to go with me or not. And because I didn't want to miss out, I don't want to miss out on experiences, on places, things, to do. So get out there, go and live your life. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for retirement. And don't wait for someone to come with you. Just go on your own. Number 6, and one of the really important points, is that I am no longer going to be the people pleaser. I'm still out of here cutting up my pears. Thankfully, my father-in-law has a huge garden and he loves to bring things over for us. So we're very grateful for that. But yes, so I'm no longer going to be the people pleaser. I'm going to focus on pleasing myself. So when I want to do things, when I want to go places, when I want to have a special meal, or if I don't feel like cooking, I'm not going to. I am going to focus on my own mental health, my own physical health, and my own well-being. The 7th point is that, and I've kind of talked about this already, is that I'm no longer not prioritizing my health. It's so important at this age. We really need to focus on our eating, our sleep, our movement. Many of us, as I said, we're in perimenopause. We are maybe on HRT. We're having hip problems, knee problems. So important to prioritize our own health. Point number 8 is that I am no longer trying every gimmick and every product and every suggestion out there. I am sticking just with the loyal brands that I have trusted for so many years. I'm not interested in everything at those big makeup brand shops. I've been using the Body Shop products since my early teens. It's a trusted brand. I've had great success with them, so I'm just sticking with them. And there's so many products out there. We see them everywhere on social media. We get influenced to try them. And in most cases, they're not what they say they are. And I know you've done the same thing. You see a video, you click on it, you order it up. And most of the time, it's not exactly as they marketed it. And I've been duped many times. So I've learned my lesson. And I just stick with what I know. I'm not trying all these gimmicks anymore. I don't have time for that. The 8th thing that I'm no longer worrying about now that I'm in midlife is worrying about friends, worrying about how many friends I have, how to make friends, putting in the effort. I've shared many videos talking about this as well. And I've shared that I have a very, very small group of people. Now, when I say friends, I mean people that you interact with all the time. People that you call on a regular basis, you go out with them on a regular basis, you're in contact with them at least a few times a week. That's what I would call a friend, a close friend. So I have one person like that. But I do have work acquaintances, I call them. So people that I've worked with for, 20, 25 years and, never really hung out with them outside of work. Maybe we were on mat leave together or, just we've worked in the same department. So those people, I've learned now that I'm at this point in life, those are the people that, yes, I can call on them. Hey, let's get together for dinner. We get together, we go out for an hour or two, call it a night. That's it. I'll see you again in another couple months. So I'm no longer worrying about the number of friends I have. I don't care, but it can be lonely, but you have to fill your life with other things so you don't feel lonely. My final point, number 10, is that I'm no longer caring about what other people think. I remember, though, in my 20s and 30s, maybe in my early 40s, I was very insecure. I was always worried about what people thought. Did I look, proper? Did I say the right thing? Did I belong in whatever room, with whatever group? And over the years, and probably not until my 40s, that's when I started to gain confidence. And then in 50s, that catapulted. And I think a lot of us, this happens where we just don't care anymore. Once we turn 50, there's so many other things to worry about. But I no longer care about what other people think. I'm going to wear what I want. I'm going to go where I want, do what I want, say what I want, within reason, of course. So in my 50s, I decided I don't care what people say anymore. Also, I take trips to Disney. I'm, yes, one of those Disney adults. I love to wear themed outfits because I just want to have fun. And that's what life should be about. It should be about being creative, expressing your, the fun and silly side of yourself. So I don't care anymore what people think. There's just something about paying your dues in life. There's something about just getting to this point in life, over 50, and not really caring about what anyone thinks about, what you're going to do with your time, where you're going to go. We've made it to this point. We're okay. We've made it this far. We're going to be okay. And this is now time to just really enjoy life. And these are the best years of our life. And if you agree, let me know what your thoughts are. But I hope that some of these points have resonated with you. And if you made it to the very end, gosh, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And until next time, bye for now.